Hello sexy, yes I've shaved, yes I have got a new jumper, let's not go on about it. Today I thought I'd do another Talk video. If you don't know what Talk is, go down there in the description, you'll find a YouTube channel called Talk which was set up by the fantastic Bing, and it is basically a channel that encourages you to talk about different stuff. The topic this time is what films would you like to show to your children? I've actually been thinking about this recently, and that is not because I plan to have children ever. It's because I've got young sisters and I was buying them Christmas presents in December, and I was genuinely wanting to buy them some films and DVDs of stuff that would help them in life. You get this really weird thing as an older sibling that you just want to sort of guide them the best you can. You know that they're not going to listen to you. I'm too much older than them. Like, it's fine if you're a few years older, they'll look up to you, but I'm like an adult to them, so they're not going to listen to you. They don't listen to you, teenagers. They just don't. Teenagers aren't the listening type. So choosing what to get them to watch is really important, because you just pray sort of that it will get into their mind and shape them slightly in the way that you'd like to shape them. So Bing started off the topic by saying that he doesn't like the idea of children being too sheltered, and I completely agree. I hate the idea of children being sheltered from the real world. I understand and also agree that the innocence of children is completely beautiful. It's, in a way, a beauty that can't be matched by anything else in the world. But taking them from under that shelter every now and again is not going to spoil their innocence. It's going to prepare them for the real world and things that are going to happen to them sooner than you would think or would like. At school, things happen that you're not there for and you can't control. And if they've seen a little bit of how the world works, it helps them deal with not huge, massive things that happen at school, but just the ins and outs of daily school life and bullies and friendships and all of that sort of stuff that the tweenies, or whatever kids watch these days, isn't necessarily going to teach them about. I'm certainly not saying you should go mad. When my sister was 2 or 3, we let her watch Scream. I say we, I expect it was probably me. I was about 12 or 13, don't blame me. But when she was 2 or 3, she took it upon herself to go into the kitchen, go in the knife drawer, get a knife out, and proceed to chase us around the living room saying, "Knifey, knifey!" This happened at least 3 or 4 times. It was absolutely terrifying and really quite dangerous. Don't show your children Scream, but do show your children Up. Up is one of the greatest children's films of all time. It's one of the greatest films of all time. If you're not a child and an adult and haven't seen Up, watch Up now, right now. Watch it tonight. The first 10 minutes is particularly important to the reason that I am suggesting it to show your kids. That first 10 minutes is one of the greatest first 10 minutes of any film ever. It prepares kids for so much and just teaches them so much in the most beautiful, funny, and heart-wrenching way. Many people probably won't be surprised to see that I am suggesting you show your kids Oliver. It is one of my favourite films, one of my favourite musicals, one of my favourite books, one of my favourite stories, one of my favourite things in general in the whole entire world. I loved it as a kid, and I think your child should love it as a kid as well when you have it, or if you have had it, show it Oliver. The songs are brilliant, it's funny, it's kind of thrilling, it has you on the edge of your seat, and it just teaches you a lot of stuff. A main character dies in quite a horrific way. You don't see it, but it happens, and I think that's important. There is loads of sort of stuff about the class system in general, and just like not judging a book by its cover, and so many other things are in here that can teach a child a lot of good stuff, and also it's well good. If you want your child to learn the importance of friendship, loneliness, and kind of, in a way, mental illness, then I suggest you show them Drop Dead Fred, one of my favourite films in the whole world, starring the fantastic Rick Mayall. It's about an imaginary friend who comes back to this woman's life when she is a woman and helps her with her divorce, and it's stupid. It's so stupid and slapstick and childish, which is why you should show it to your child. There are a lot of other stories going on which are slightly more adult theme, and I found those boring when I was a child. All I wanted was him messing about, but the other stuff does teach you things. It teaches you about relationships, it teaches you about friendship and loneliness, and that bit where she's taking the pills and he's in pain is really still gets me so much. It's so sad and the ending is so wonderful, and you should show your children Drop Dead Fred. Forget that that says 12. That is nonsense. I guess my overall message is pretty left-wing in that you really should show your kids anything as long as you don't think it's going to affect them. I think once they're over the age of 10, you can trust them watching a film with a knife and trust them not to go and get a knife. Obviously, a 3-year-old is just going to do that anyway, but if you've brought them up right, at 11, they shouldn't really be watching a slasher film and then deciding that they'll slash you. But in the real world, I don't think you should let them do anything. I think you should be careful who they're going out with. I think you should be very hard on how long they're out for, and especially hard on what they're doing while they're out, because what they do in real life actually affects them, whereas what they watch shouldn't affect them if you've brought them up properly. In a way, it's a good thing, because